Are you obligated to buy something when you come in to see me? Hi, I'm Sherry from Twin Sisters Mastectomy Boutique. And, I work by appointment only, and I generally put aside an hour for each individual person I see. That's usually enough time with a little bit of extra. So here's the thing. I had a lady call me last week, and she said, I had a mastectomy a couple of years ago. I've been making my own breast prosthesis, which is essentially like a little puff she was making, which wasn't really appropriate after all this time, but it worked for her. And she said, I think I'd like to look at bathing suits. So no problem. So she came in and, I saw the little puff that she made. She had it like pinned in her bra, and I showed her what, a silicone, surgical grade silicone breast prosthesis looked like. And she was like, oh, okay. And, they're kind of expensive, even though we have some government funding. And then she looked at the bathing suits and she's like, I know you can swim in the silicone ones, but maybe I can just put mine in a baggie and then pin it in my bathing suit. And, I'm not going to tell somebody, no, you can't do that, because if that's what works for her and that's what's in her budget, absolutely. It's not for me to decide how somebody else lives their lives. So what I did was I showed her all the options, and she asked a lot of questions and I gave her a lot of answers. And she said, I think I'm just going to stick with what I have, which meant that she didn't buy anything from me. That is 100% okay. 100% okay. So the thing is, she got the answers she needed. She had some food for thought. I think she was actually interested in the breast prosthesis, but, again, pricey. And so I told her, if you ever want to come back, or even now, like even offered her right on the spot, if you want to try this and just see what it feels like, you don't have to buy it, but you can try it. And she's like, no, I'm not ready for that. No problem. And I said, if you ever just want to come by, book an appointment and try it on so you can see the difference, let me know. And that's totally fine. Again, you don't have to buy anything. And I think she really appreciated the no pressure approach I have, and I feel that people should be able to come in and ask questions. It's not wasting my time, trust me, because maybe they'll come back to me later. Maybe they'll tell somebody about me. Even if they don't, if I was able to help them through a period of their time, then that's great. No problem. So yeah, I think she didn't really know what to expect. I was able to answer some questions for her. Based on that, she'll probably go home, think it over. I may never see her again, and that's totally fine. Now, how did her, homemade prosthesis look? It was just like a little silk pouch with, I don't know what she stuffed it with, cotton or something. Now, this is what I do for a living, so I paid attention. She was wearing a nice shirt. I think it was like navy blue with like little white polka dots, and you really couldn't tell that there was a discrepancy unless you knew what you were looking for. And I certainly knew what I was looking for, and there was certainly a discrepancy. Now, she wasn't very big breasted, which is good, because otherwise it might have caused greater biomechanical imbalance and been a bigger problem. But she was okay, and she was fine. And whatever she decides is great. But the point is, you do not have to buy something to come in. I'm not going to get mad. I'm here to answer your questions. Probably I'm a terrible business person, because I guess maybe if I was pushier, I'd be, bringing in more money, but that's just not the way I work. So have you done that? Have you been in a situation where you just went to gather information? How did that work out for you? Were you made to feel comfortable? Was somebody being pushy? Would you recommend that place based on your experience? Like, what was your experience? I'd like to know. Regardless, I don't think I'm going to change the way I do business. It's just the way I am. But I'd be interested in hearing about your experience. I know sometimes I felt very awkward if I haven't bought anything, and I've gone someplace, even a mattress store I went to, and I tried out different mattresses, and oh, this one's nice and that. And I felt really uncomfortable. Not even that the salesperson helped me, but I thought, oh gosh, hope they don't think I'm wasting their time. But never feel like you're wasting my time, because you're not. Anyway, I'm rambling now. So don't forget to like and subscribe, share your comments down below, and we'll see you soon.